So I asked you to remind me about what I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
And it's basically holding on to or dealing with lost love.
Okay.
So I was watching this show. Have you heard of 1923? The show? Have you heard of Yellowstone?
Yes.
So it's a prequel to Yellowstone.
Okay.
And for the people who haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it. But a character dies.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife is getting ready to leave. And she's talking to the mom and she says, I'll always love him. And she says, no, you won't. She said, you'll love the memories until someone new comes along and creates enough new ones for you to forget about them. And that hit me because I guess you could say toxic trait, is that when I get close, I hold on to people long after the situation is over.
Really?
And it just kind of like struck me like, damn, because I've told and been told, oh, I always love you, I always have love for you, and da da da. And now, however many years later, I don't give a fuck about that person.
Oh.
But that's a person that I didn't hold on to.
Yeah.
But now on the other side, the person that I am holding on to is like, damn, she don't give a fuck about me now. How, all this time later.
How do you know? Because y'all not talking?
I mean, I only have room to assume.
Assume, yeah.
Because we not talking.
Yeah.
And haven't talked in however long. And of course, I've dated, been in relationships, planned futures with people and everything, but they still hold a place. And it's like, damn, it's going to get to a point, if it hasn't already gotten to that point, where she's not going to hold that place. And I'm not going to hold that place in her life or her heart.
Right.
And it was just a dose of reality.
Was it a sadness attached to it? Like not a sadness, but like a damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because you saw my face when you said that. Like, you always love the memories of, but you won't love the person.
Yeah.
Until somebody replaces them. Oh, I don't know if I've experienced. And maybe I guess I have. Like, I don't know that I've said I will always love you. I don't think I'm not really that type. I'm really seasonal. When our season is up, like I'm out of there.
Yeah. And I don't think I've been that for the majority of my life. Most of the time, I'm thinking this time is the last time.
Yeah.
Like we locked in forever.
Yeah.
And then forever come and go.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn. I've built whatever I built, developed all these feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And
which took work. It took work to do that.
Right. And it might have felt like forever, depending on how hard the road was.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn. Now it's over. Yeah. And now I got to go build another forever somewhere else.
Yes.
Because the likelihood of this coming back is very low.
Yeah.
Especially the older you get.
The older you get. Now that I think I have experienced. That's really tough. And I think that, as we reflect on that and we talk about, like, I built all these feelings. I built all this, in my head, what our future is and all these dreams and all that, and then the shit don't pan out like probably like I wanted to, but like we both planned, like we both in that space, we both planned, for it too. Like, the loss of that is tough. And I think a year or so ago, I don't know who I had stopped talking to and like who I was grieving. I think it was the soft daddy or whatever, but because we had a really very intense spiritual, emotional relationship, and like had planned, like he had 4 kids, I got 4 kids, we both wanted a divorce and like have a Brady Bunch type thing. Like we had, like we, you know, in our mind we talked about, we built all this stuff, and then it, you know, it only lasted 9 months. You know what I'm saying? And so I was watching some on TikTok. I was real heavy in TikTok then, and a girl was like, nobody talks about the loss you feel, like, for what could have been, you know what I mean? And like to really be able to hold space, like really grieve fully that space of like, damn, I really wanted this to be, you know? Yeah. And I don't think we do that. I think we kind of like, you know, we might just be like, okay, well, damn, it's over. And then we kind of like, you know, because it hurts to feel that, you know, in that space, like, damn, I built, especially if you're somebody who's guarded, I opened up and I was vulnerable and I built, you don't know how hard it was for me to, you know, open up and build this future with you in my mind and in my heart, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't work and whatever. So it's really hard to be in that space. So we kind of toss it and kind of, you know, move on to the next. Even if it's not necessarily another person, it's just like, oh, that's it. We throw it out and like move on. So it's interesting to even hear that hanging on to lost love, because I don't know many people who really dwell in that space. It's kind of like, oh, it's done, you know, let me move on.
So, and this might be a me thing, but I feel like a lot of men gonna feel what I'm finna say. But first I'm gonna ask a question, and I'm gonna see if you respond how most women I ask respond. Do you have a favorite ex? Or are you one of those, oh, he an ex for a reason, fuck that nigga?
I'm not really a fuck that nigga. I don't really have exes. I don't know. I mean, I have exes, but I don't really consider them exes. I'm not a fuck that nigga. You know me. I'm not a fuck that nigga type.
I know you not. That's why I figured you wouldn't answer like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You know, because I try to find. There's some things, and I'm so glad you said this. There's some things that, like, you know, I had that Finding Daddy series, right? And I found the good parts in the relationships that helped me to become, right? It doesn't mean that the relationship was great and that they were good for me, and, you know, I didn't experience some pain and some heartbreak and whatever in that space, because I did. But I'm somebody who, like, okay, I appreciate what that season was for me. So I would never be a fuck that, you know, because I'm just somebody who appreciates what we had and how it helped me to become what I learned from that space. But I still want to hear, you know.
So the reason I ask is because a lot of men have that one. A lot of people say that it's the one that got away. So, and I know I've said this to you, I think off camera, before we started doing the extras. We all have that one that set the bar. And everybody that we get involved with since that person, if they either gotta meet it or exceed it.
Right.
If they don't meet it, unless you just gonna, you know, take the good with the bad, most of the time it's not gonna work out. You're not gonna be fully
invested.
Yeah.
And I can see that.
So every time if I'm dealing with somebody, I'm only focused on them. I'm not even thinking about their favorite ex. I'm not hung up on my ex. You know, it'd be the first thing people say, oh, you still hung up? No.
Yeah.
But when whatever situation I'm in is over, at some point my mind goes to
the ex.
I wonder what she doing.
Oh.
I wonder if she,
you
know, damn, man, if this didn't happen, or if this would have happened, it might have worked out, you know. And in most cases, if we being honest, it probably wouldn't have worked out. Yeah. But you holding on to those memories,
right,
of that person,
right,
and the feeling that they brought,
right.
So,
I have
not to cut you off. I got one more.
Okay.
Punctuate it.
Okay.
Because it'll be being 60, 70 years old, talking to their grandkids. How you and grandma meet? Well, I saw at the store and da 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 da. Then you get deep in the conversation. It's like, but before your grandma.
Right.
Boy, Bernice.
Right,
or whatever,
right.
Whoever.
For real.
And it's like, well, why that didn't work out? And a lot of times it's they in two different parts of their lives, or somebody cheated on somebody. Some got in the way.
Right.
But
something was taken for granted.
It'll be decades down, and they still got that person in mind, fully invested in their family and their wife, and fully love their wife and committed and all that, but they still got that one person.
I think that there's one person that I think I would have called like my first love. Like, I was 8th grade, but I think the reason why, and I really don't hold on to it, because to me, he wasn't, we weren't meant to be, but he was my brother's best friend, so he was around, you know what I'm saying? And even after I got married, my dad was like, he was the one, like, you should have married him. So for a while, I kind of like, should I have, you know what I mean? Did I make the wrong decision? Like, should I have fought more in this space? But as I learned myself more and kind of just seeing, because he's married now. He's not happily married, but he's married now as well. And we've had dealings, while we're, both married, but I can't have a passive guy. Like, I need a dominant guy. I can't have a guy who, like, whatever I say, okay, whatever you say, I'm not gonna treat you right, you know what I mean? So as I learned myself and learned what I needed, even after married, and the marriage was hard, and then watching him and how because still my brother's best friend, he comes around, his kids come around, like, I can't get away from whatever that was. We even talked about even his feelings, like he still held we've talked about all this stuff. We talked about it, I mean, like probably 2 years ago or so, like it's recent, but I think he would be the only person that I would say, I even thought about in that way, like, oh, did I make the wrong decision? You know what I mean? But I don't know necessarily if I made a wrong decision in marrying who I married, but he wasn't the one for me, because it wouldn't have worked out, because I wouldn't have treated him right. I would have been the same cheating ass motherfucker I was, in my marriage.
Do you think that if you would have married him then as opposed to now, like had you not been married now and y'all got together, do you think it would still be that?
I think he's still passive. I still think he's, and I do appreciate a low key, like a mild mannered. I do, a mild mannered guy. I do think we have some of the same ideals, like, kind of outside of like religion and like kind of how we've been brought up. But I just don't think. I don't think so. I don't even feel I was super into that dude though. Like, I was in love with that guy, He was handsome. He was short. He was handsome. He's still handsome, but no.
Wouldn't have made it.
I wouldn't have been happy, and I would have still been a cheating ass motherfucker. Even I feel like I should have gotten married probably 30s. I got married at 22. He also got married young like that. You know what I'm saying? And we probably basically got the same issue. Like, we got married really young. We didn't really know, what we needed and blah blah blah. That marriage is, still struggling, but I think I couldn't be the me I am right now, like the bold and the, I want to share, I want to be transparent, I want to, I want to inspire people to be authentic. And I think that he wouldn't take it the way my husband takes it. Like, my husband is encouraging me to do it, and he would probably be like, no, don't do, the image type.
Yeah.
And I can't be with a person who's like worried about image, because I need to be able to be me. So I don't think so.
I feel that. And I say all the time, like, my plan was to be, when I was younger, my plan was to be married by 23. Well, 23 to 25.
Mm-hmm.
By 26, 27, we working on kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is a blessing in disguise that did not happen, because of who I was back then and the issues that I had back then. It wouldn't have been pleasant, or as pleasant as I had it in my mind.
Producer, it's really hard. Like, just imagine 22. What do you know, really? Like,
when you think you know everything.
You think you know everything. Nobody could have told me. Nobody could have convinced me not to get married. Nobody. And like, people tried to say, is this what you want to do? Even when I was finna walk down the aisle, my dad was like, you don't have to do this, I'm like, I can't just not do it. I have to do it. I have to follow through. I have to do this. Man, we, 22 and then 25, to me, about 25, 26, 27, that's kind of when you really an adult. To me, 22, you're still a kid. You know what I mean? Like, for real. To me, 22 and 19 about the same,
Definitely.
So about 25, that's when I had my first child. 25, 27, you're an adult, okay? And you make adult decisions, all right? You're not the same person you were at 22 as you are at 27, and so that means your desires are different than they were at 22. There's some things that, like, when I first got married, I cooked like real meals 3 times a day. Like, I was in lingerie or naked or whatever, just waiting for him to come. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Had a kid. First of all, we separated pretty early, okay? But, went through counseling, got pregnant, whatever, had a kid. Kid changes. You know what I mean? If you don't have a solid, relationship as far as like communication and stuff like that is concerned, like partnership type thing, a kid is going to fuck you up, So just 22, 27, 35, now I'm 30 now, well, 39. We went through like 4 different stages, and I mean, we still here, but like, it was the hardest shit. I know if he would ever come on here, like, we both had to do. A lot of people that got married at 22 or got married around that time, they didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like, they're either divorced or they're going through divorce, or they separated and have not been, in the same space for a long time. It's really hard to do. Back in the day when people got married early like that, the woman was at home, she wouldn't work. Like, there was other things that kept them together. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, what's really keeping you together? You know what I'm saying? I know people that's been married like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
Within that time, that, you know what I'm saying?
I had a friend in college. She got married around 22, I think. Like, sometime while we were in college, and they lasted a couple years, had a kid, got divorced. I had another friend from middle school who we reconnected like around COVID. Mm-hmm. She had been married twice at that point, and we was the same age. So I mean, yeah,
it's really, really hard. It's really hard. And so, and if you think about, like, even if you marry, I know somebody though, she got married a little bit after me, but she married the guy she was with when we were in high school.
Yeah.
And I don't know what their relationship is, and we don't talk or anything, but I can only imagine, really, like, I'm saying she and I are the same age. She's a year younger. Probably been with him since we were maybe 9th or 10th grade. Just think about that. Like, we're both 39. You know what I'm saying now? 9th or 10th grade. But they also went to college together, and their college relationship was kind of scary.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine 10th grade to 39 years old. They got 3 kids, I believe. They're still, to what I don't know if I believe they still married, but I don't know. It's not like, I can imagine all the shit that they had to endure because you are not the same. Think about all the phases from, what is that, 16?
That's
15?
That's
15?
14, 15.
15 to 39, all the phases of becoming an adult, hopefully a mature, and then think about like just all these traumas and all these other things that like, all these things that kind of hinder us, that block us from being whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really can't imagine. It's so a blessing in disguise. Yes. Like, if I could do it all over again, I think 35 would be, and 30 for me, 35, but my kids and everything helped me, right? But at 35 I feel like I was like, oh, I'm on the right track. I would have been able to choose the right person or whatever, but also my life experiences helped me to become the person I am. So I don't know who I would be at 35. Like, how mature would I be? How much experience would I have? Because the experiences that I had is what made me mature and able to, I feel like I would have been able to choose better at 35 than 22. But I mean, it's working out pretty well. We doing well now, so maybe I chose right.
Yeah. Well, whenever my wife come around, hopefully we, of course it's gonna be ups and downs because marriage is hard in general.
As fuck.
But I'm a believer in, I only want to be married one time. So hopefully whenever I do find her, that'll be who I'm meant to have.
Yeah. And I think it's so important that like you want, you know what I'm saying? Like you are a person who wants to be married and wants to be married for the right reasons. Like, you want to be a partner. You want, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's my belief that it would be, when you find her and whatever, I think it'll be good. Not that it would, again, be easy, but because of your strong desire to, to have a real solid, beautiful marriage, I think it would be.
Yeah. And I think when you do find that person and you know or strongly believe that you found that person, it makes the hard times worth it. Mm-hmm. And it makes it easier to keep your eye on the prize, as they say. Because a lot of people, even in relationships, the first sign of trouble, they trying to find a way out.
Right.
And when you really locked in with somebody and you really think that you got your person, you gonna do whatever to keep them in your life and to keep that space and that partnership and all that.
Right.
So I face it head on whenever that time comes.
It's gonna be, I think she's definitely a lucky, whoever she is, she's a lucky woman, because I don't know very many men like you. I know some men say, oh, when I find my wife, blah blah, but their intentions are not like yours. Their intentions are like my favorite was, he just for something to do. Like, when I find out something to do, you still out here just knocking them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, surely you're not thinking about your wife for real, Yeah. And then my other guy who I just stopped talking to, who's getting more serious, he feels pressured to get married. That's not the best, you know, that's not the best reason
No.
to get married. So, you know what I mean? So I think that your wife, your future wife, she really looked up, you know, hey, ma'am, you know, come find him now, cause he you know, he ready.
I got some work to do first.
Well, you gonna always have work to do.
That's true.
You always gonna have some work to do.
Well, the work that I'm doing now is
For that.
It's a solo level.
Yeah. Okay. That's a blessing to be able to have, you know, a partner that like, okay, I need to work on this before I can, you know, get with you. Again, ma'am, wherever you are, you're lucky. I hope you see this.
That's all I got for this one.
Okay.
And already the camera's starting to
Oh my
eat
God.
up, so we can get a minute.
Give a little break. I gotta figure out. I gotta get another one, man.